Here at Oxford, we have to work twice as hard as the men.
What if I told you I want to be a writer?
Oh, here we go. Vera, stop it.
Vera Britton's impact was huge because she alone, in a way, tells the story of what it is as a young woman to go through so much grief and loss in the First World War, and at the same time to have such ambition and yearning for life.
It started off with me reading the memoir, and I was just thrown by how, I got so emotionally attached by this force and energy and strength that this still very young woman had.
She wanted to make a go of herself at a time when women were just ignored and were not given opportunities as they are now.
With all the obstacles in front of her, she kind of just decided to get herself the education that she always had dreamt for. She decided to survive emotionally the war, to keep all the people, all the men that she lost, keep them alive through the words, and become the feminist and the later on pacifist that she became.
You got in. But it says you need to work on your Latin.
I was so nervous, especially as, being foreign and taking on such a British part, and then of course feeling like you want to give this part and this woman all the justice, especially with, the family who are still out there who knew her.
Alicia Vikander is an amazing actress. One thing she has is great luminosity. Her eyes almost tell you the story of what she's experiencing. It's all happening in the most minute delivery, and that makes you feel incredibly close to her.
I've said this in interviews before, but it just blows my mind how she does it all in her second language. I defy anyone who says that you can tell she's not an English girl.
What's unique about this film as a war film is it's from the woman's perspective. It's from the woman left at home who is not some meek housewife. It's a very strong-willed and opinionated woman in a time when that wasn't necessarily the norm.
For young women watching this, you have to imagine that 100 years ago, you couldn't make a phone call without your mother being on your shoulder. You were not allowed to be in a living room on your own with a young man. All your letters were read by your mother. And so she went through all that and discovered emancipation, freedom, if you like, through the fact that she put herself in such an appalling situation as the First World War.
You see how it affected everyone at home, which is something we don't tell always.
In the end, we made a commitment. We wanted to tell the love story of Vera Britton because we felt that if you clocked into how much she yearned for Roland Blayton and then lost him, you'd be right inside her world and her love for her brother and Victor. So her relationship with those three men and how that turned out for her was the focus of our story.
Our generation will never be new again. Our youth has been stolen from us.
Vera, let's agree. No more fear.
No more fear.